www.baconicecream.com.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I'm one of your hosts, Rich from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC. Directly to my left here, right there. Oh,
I should see if I can actually load this up so I don't actually ever have to talk. I could just hit buttons.
That would be wonderful.
That's a great idea.
Can you create one for Ed too?
it would be like the crow bot.
Yeah, I like to have a master control switch.
This is like hit buttons. Yeah. So anyway, we got Ed, Retro KillDashNine.
Hey,
what's up? What's up?
good
And
stuff.
of course,
Good stuff.
right there, Classic Gaming Fun Pete. What's going on?
Yo,
He just woke up.
people.
Yeah, it is currently snowing here.
We had that
where I
nice
am.
here. It's been really nice here.
Yeah,
We didn't have that this past week. I think I got a foot of snow outside.
yeah, we're supposed to have some kind of like blizzard warning, but it
Yeah,
seems
you
to
guys
be
are in the midst of it now, right? You guys get your winter for the next month, and then it gets warm again, right?
yeah, it seems to be just like kind of like a thing here, just it's not even a like it's not even like a big storm. They were talking about like 20-mile-an-hour winds and all this other crazy stuff, and it's just snowing.
You're probably getting the stuff we just had earlier this week.
Yeah, that's the way the jet stream works.
Yep. Yeah, and there was something coming up on the coast too, so it was all supposed to be, I don't know, like they use all these meteorological terms.
Well, you guys get hit with it in New Jersey, right? You get all the stuff coming west off the Great Lakes, and you get all the crap coming up the south part of the U.S. And then you just get.
Indeed.
We're lucky because we have a massive mountain range to the east of us, so like that protects us from all the crap from Eastern Canada, and then we just get the Pacific Ocean stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So how was everybody's week? Was it good? So cool.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I started I stirred up the Evercade community, which was brilliant. I love doing that. And yeah, it was a great week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Well, technically, Gamester and his buddy did. I stirred up.
Yeah,
just had fun.
That's all right. Yeah.
No, it was a good week. Good week. I'm feeling a little under the weather. Had my booster shot, so.
All right. Well, hopefully it'll be all good for you.
Oh, dude, it got me playing. I finally finished a retro game for Horizon Zero Dawn. I actually finished the story campaign on that. That game is fantastic.
Yeah, Horizon's great.
It's good. I only play new those games when they become retro, and everybody knows PS4 is now retro, right?
Sure.
Awesome. Well, Crow can't say anything because he didn't even like the word retro, right, Crow?
Oh, I can say anything I want.
Welcome to Evercade chat, everyone.
You're in America. You're in America. You could say everything you want. In Canada, we can't.
I don't think anything's retro.
Yeah. No, but I did. No, just seriously though. I finally finished that game and fantastic. Story's amazing. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. So let's dip in the chat real quick. Say hi.
Hello, chat.
V, what's going on? Al, what's up? Dan, how's it going? Dan Nastic, Ben, Dan Ruff, hanging in there. DJ's hanging in there. How's it going? Ian.
Hey, Ian.
Good afternoon. How's it going? RMGB TV, Mark Delve, Crimson Cross. Another Hoppy today. Retro Game Revival. Lloyd Dr. Jim. Hasselhoff. Ballistic Coffee Boy. John Schneiderman.
He's my boss.
Crow's-Id on a different channel.
I forgot I was actually logged into my other channel because I was.
If you want free video content, go capture it off of Crow's continued channel because he puts up his raw footage there, and just credit him in your videos, and you get all his video.
Saying raw footage is inaccurate because that's footage is highly edited.
Sure, but you know what? They're not playing it. They're taking your footage anyway, so it's probably better than most people can play. But yeah, it's a great.
That's because it's edited footage.
Yeah. Apparently, it's windy in Scotland today. 80-mile-an-hour winds. Crazy Burger. What's
dang?
That is crazy.
Sailing weather.
That is nuts.
Scotland does have highlands, right?
and then Dan just happened to be the third Dan in the cast. What's going on?
Isn't that a karate term or something? Third Dan?
There is, yes. Yeah, there is a third Dan. Didn't that lead to the inside joke that was the character Dan in Street Fighter?
No, that was had to do with Art of Fighting and SNK kind of ripping off character the way that Ken and Ryu looked with one of their characters. So Dan was a response to that, I guess.
Got it.
I don't know why he's called Dan, but
got it. All right, that's cool. Yeah, poor Dan in those games seemed to be the butt of everybody's joke.
Well, it's the Karate Kid. That's why he's called Danny, right?
Oh, maybe.
Danny Boy, maybe.
Oh.
all sorts of theories.
Well, because Karate Kid got like panned back in the day because of the karate from Danny, right? In that movie. Do you guys don't remember that from the 80s? Like
I don't remember.
They said no way he'd beat Johnny, all that, because Johnny had such better technique and was looked more the part and all that. And I don't think karate just didn't.
Watch the Cobra Kai series.
I've already watched that.
I don't think people analyze things that deeply in the 80s.
I remember people talking about it when they came out in magazines and stuff. Anyway. I mean,
I
just thought that the Crane Kick was cool.
I love the Karate Kid. I think they're fantastic.
Karate Kid is my Star Wars.
Karate Kid is good. I like it.
Even the one with Will Smith's kid in it was decent.
Nope.
I like that one.
I don't acknowledge that one. Not part of canon. Nope.
I saw that.
One of those fans.
As a test audience, I think, before it actually came out in theaters.
Yeah, it's what they try to do stuff with it. That's why I like the Karate Kid. Then didn't Hillary Swank do one too?
Or is it Hillary Swank? Hillary Duff? I don't know.
No, Hillary Swank did the Karate Kid.
Hillary Swank did a Karate Kid movie, like on it.
Someone did. Was it which Hillary did it? There was a female Karate Kid too.
Yeah, I know. It was the third movie. The fourth movie.
Fourth movie. It was Hillary Swank.
It was just the fourth
if that's
movie.
your Star Wars head, who was it? Was it Hillary Swank that did it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But I've only seen that one once.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't
I
like
didn't even know that there was before the Will Smith movie a fourth.
It's a horrible movie.
Well, it's because it's not called Karate Kid 4. It's
Let's not hold all the Karate Kids up to being
the next guy.
Karate Kid
It's hallmarks of cinema there, Ed.
The next.
Did you see the video where somebody's making Danny seem like the bad guy? Someone on YouTube did a whole series.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's hilarious. Danny's the bully, and they edited the clips to make it look like it's kind of funny, actually. Anyway,
that's pretty
personally,
good.
I've
I'll quote Jeff Goldblum. Eventually, there'll be Evercade on this show.
Yes.
Will
Smith says that to Hammond about dinosaurs. Eventually, you got dinosaurs on your dinosaurs.
Did you want to chat a little bit about the speculation news?
Oh yeah. I just So I watched Gamesters videos because he doesn't do a lot of videos. He's doing more recently. Gamester 81. I don't know. I think he's pretty good content.
I don't think I've looked at my feed in a long time.
And he had a friend on who runs a game publishing, game developing studio. I'm not quite sure what they do, but
Isn't that Collector Vision, or is that something
no,
else?
he's in Collector Vision. It's
Okay.
I forget the name, Premium Games or something like that. But they published. They did the they sell like the Pigeon game, Super Blood Hockey.
Oh, you're talking about
Premium Edition games, or
games.
yeah.
They're
So
the ones
he's a co-owner of it.
which I'm addicted to.
Yeah. So I love those games, by the way. And Jeff got me into the Pigeon Dev one, but he's a co-owner of that, and Gamester's a co-owner of Collector Vision. So they were just talking, and they're really positive on Evercade. They're really positive folks in general, like in a lot of stuff. And they talked about it, and the guy from Premium Edition said he had it on good authority they're going to do single cart collections. And of course, whenever you say something like that, and I just thought it was interesting. Of course, there's nothing going on in the world of Evercade, so I talked about it in a video. And of course, whenever you say something like that, the knives come out on both sides, right? Of which I thought was hilarious because, hey, I'd be willing to pay $20 to play Intellivision on my Evercade because it's $80 if you had to buy it on, or $50 or $60 Canadian if you had to buy it for my Intellivision. Sure, I'd rather play it on my Evercade. Anyway, so that was speculation. And then Evercade comes, and I saw a post where they said, no, it's fake news or false news. We're not doing that. Yet in the same post, they said, if there was ever a game that could fill up a cart, we'd think about it. So I'm like, you're really just confirming something you just actually denied, which I thought was hilarious. So anyway,
Yeah, they said it have to see. What I find to be more hilarious is
Yeah, they said it was shot down in Discord. Read exactly what was written in there because they did say if a game filled up the cart and it was worth it, they'd think about it.
It's interesting that it's caused a controversy because I would say I've made a video about and other people have made single game videos like a while back.
I don't think it's controversial. I think they should do whatever they want to make money. To be honest with you, they're not hurting anybody. I think it could be a sideline, like a sideline to their main collections, like special runs of a single cart collection. So if they did Intellivision 2,000 copies, it's not a part of their main collection series. I think that could work.
It actually caused me to rant on Discord because here's my
you rant all the time. You wake up ranting.
Here's why I go on a rant because like I feel like I represent the I'm gonna sound like an ass for saying this, but I feel like I represent like the customer base for like retro gamers, and I feel like I know what people want. And like video game companies don't, so that's what frustrates me. So here's kind of why I went off on a rant because something like Paprium, right, where they screwed everything up. They need money, okay? And all they have to
money, Paprium?
Yes, because they have like a GoFundMe. They still need to fill orders for legit people who buy it, right?
I haven't played that. Is that any good, Ed?
No. Well, that's the thing. It's $150. You have to have a Genesis. It looks like an awesome beat 'em up. You have to have a Genesis, and so all companies like that have to do is give the license to Blaze. They handle the distribution. They do everything. So even Namco, I'm so mad at these big companies because they don't want free money, right? All they have to do is give Blaze the license. Blaze does all the work. It's like, I guess you guys don't want free money. There, that's my rant. But
you're absolutely right. I mean, it's up to the people. I think conceptually, I got no problem with this at all. I never have a problem with it as long as people aren't forced to buy it. So that's why I like the side series or don't make it a numbered collection. So the collector people don't feel like they need to go and buy this to service their collection. So, something about Retromania Wrestling, that would be a great game. There's tons of great, like even some of the Sydney Unters would make the one on Switch would make a good physical version. But anyway, I just thought it was funny and, like, why do you have to, like, for me, this caused a stir that they had to go out and feverishly deny. I'm like, you could have just said nothing and been fine with it. Who cares? Like, if you
I do think it's dumb for a channel to make a bold statement like that without backing up the facts. Like I would.
Well, it was a guy on Gamster's channel. Let's be clear here. Gamester didn't do it. It was a friend of his on his channel.
Yeah.
So Gamester, like I said, I do like Gamester. I think I haven't met him. I just like his content. I think he would be a nice guy if I met him, but I don't know. You can say that about everybody, right? I'm sure people say I'm a nice guy, and when they meet me, they're like, "Oh my god."
I don't like when people say that because it's so like if someone says I'm a nice guy, I'm like, you don't even know me.
Evident you're not. Hello.
So I guess this whole thing comes down to like whether or not people want to have that, like that single game on a cart thing or not. I do like the idea that you put in there, Pete, about if they do a single game, right? Calling it basically something else. Calling it like a legacy collection or like a hidden gem or something like that, right? Where it is separate from the numbered cartridges, so that if somebody doesn't want to play that one game, because that's
you don't need to buy it.
So the Evercade is discovery, right? I'll get a collection because it's got a whole bunch of games that I have no idea what they are, and maybe one of them is that winner, right? That winner for me, and that's why I like the whole thing about Evercade is the fact that I can get a cartridge and it's got a whole bunch of stuff that is maybe a little different from each other.
But see, if they do that, Rich, they need to number that collection because they're gonna. If they do single game because quite frankly that was the brilliant marketing. Like if the Evercade didn't do that, there would be certain cards I wouldn't know.
So
I think it wouldn't be in their interest. I hear what y'all are saying, but I think that would be in the bad interest for them.
I don't think it matters if it's got a number or not. If it exists, collectors will want it. Yeah. And if it's not, if it does not have a number on it, that makes it different than the rest, and they'll want it even more.
Maybe.
You know what? You might be right. You might be right. But I think so to get to this discussion, what game would be like a game. All right, now somebody's mentioned Paprium, like other games that are kind of like in that milieu where they may have been in weird development state, had a very very limited run, and just never got anywhere, needs exposure, that kind of thing. Or it could just be like a really great game that maybe has gotten lost to time, right? And you think about big games that could fit on those things, and my head goes straight to some of those legacy PS1 RPGs, right? There was a ton of those out there on PlayStation that people, you say the name and you're like, what? Like what is that game? There's tons of them. And that would be kind of cool thing. And it would be hard for them to release in a collection because those games are so big. Even if you were able to compress the ROM or something like that, no way you'd be able to fit them on with something else.
Almost any FMV game, like could you imagine Night Trap?
Right, exactly. Yeah, because they're just the sheer size of them is going to take up whatever's on this chip.
Yeah, when I think about it, I don't think about games that in legit generational games. I think of new indie games. That's what I'm thinking about. I think that's where the market's at for them. Like going after games in the last 20 years that are home brews and stuff would be where they need to go. But whatever.
Yeah,
you'd agree on something. Yeah, that's why I suggested like Paprium, some other game that's difficult to play that's really popular that nobody's going to invest the money in that type of console unless they have it. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I wonder how many people bought Xenocrisis Tanglewood and never played Tanglewood more than 10 minutes. So that's a single game cart for a lot of people. They just happen to get a bonus game.
I played all the way through Tanglewood. I really like that game. But then I didn't get the best ending. But I did play it to get the best ending.
Yeah. I mean, Hasselhoff, I think that because somebody said Lunar, so I have to talk about it. I think both versions would run, the Sega CD version and the PSX version.
You can do anything PlayStation 1 because
there's no reason why for it not to be able to.
The games the carts on Evercade is 4 gig. Right, so they can do anything from PS1 era. They were only 700-800 megs, right?
We already have PlayStation games, so
those are
a good one.
Yeah, and there could be, so at 4 gigs, the only thing that would even come close to being a hard game to put on would be like some of those crazy long 4-disc.
They still would fit easily, though.
RPGs would still fit on there, but that's when you're getting into that situation. Is like how many more things you put on there.
So here's what's interesting
to make it a collection, or are you just going to put that one game on there?
Technically, any game can fit because they do it all the time with the Switch and possible ports. It takes the developers like 6 months to a year.
Well, that's
it's a huge investment.
Yeah, and that's a good question.
The multi-cart collections.
But I think
one game goes on multi-carts.
You hit the point. Insert cart 2.
Yeah, insert cart 2.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think as far as the abilities of the Evercade, there is a lot left. There's a lot more meat on that bone, where the system and the processor is going to be able to handle than we've been seeing or think.
It can do N64.
Yeah, like that's my speculation. I don't know. I have no insider knowledge. I don't know anything about that, but I'm like pretty much saying that I think that these machines are capable of doing things in that 32-bit range.
I can tell you,
a little more than we've been seeing. So there is obviously room to grow.
I can tell you for a fact
the year we see a VS only game.
It could do N64 because like the Wii could handle it. Blaze would have to hire somebody. It would have to be like they'd have to customize it like per game. It could do like you could port an N64 game and custom. You'd have to like tweak the hell out of it, but it could work.
Yeah,
same with Sega Saturn.
You don't have an analog.
Sega Saturn's not easy to get a good even Polymega had to bring in the original emulator people to fix their emulation for Sega. And the Sega Saturn on Polymega is the best I've ever played. Like it's amazing, but they had to actually bring in the guy who wrote the original emulator software to fix it, to make it run. But I think this is the year we see Evercade VS only cart. We're going to get one this year.
Ooh, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. And so, you want to throw any more speculation out in the ring? Like, what is it going to be? What would only be able to run on a
Maybe that's a future video. I'll do.
Maybe that's a future video.
I'll pull ahead.
You get some days. I'm gonna say you're gonna pull it out.
Next week. I'm just throwing things out there. I'm like, why? Like, I think like until version 2 of that handheld comes out, they should be pushing the VS. The VS is their cash cow now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it really did make a big splash. A lot of people have been talking.
And it's not even out everywhere yet. Like, I mean, Germany still doesn't have their VS yet, right?
Yeah. I mean, some places in the US, there's still people waiting on their orders here. So
Songbird hasn't sent out all their orders yet, right? In the US.
Right.
Video Games Plus is sending
I had ordered just the white controller off of Amazon a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they actually just canceled it.
Yeah. That's why Amazon sucks. They did that in year 1 with a lot of people. They canceled it.
But the thing
is,
I
got hit with that with a couple collections too, and then I stopped.
I'm at the point where I'm never going to use this controller though, so I didn't really care that much.
Yeah,
but it's like that's what like they gotta let the dust settle. I think that's why I think like this year, I think their focus. I think this year 22 is all VS, and like they're gonna really push that hardware, and then 23 we might see a revision to the handheld.
Right.
They should. I don't think they want to go back into manufacturing this year in any way.
I wouldn't.
I
mean, if I was a company producing any hardware, any company producing any hardware, let me make that very perfectly clear. I would not want to be doing that right now. Yeah. Even if you had to.
I'm just waiting for the Olympics to start being an excuse for companies saying they can't get their products out. There's Olympics going on. Everybody's watching. Nobody's working.
Yeah, I just want Blaze to focus on the games. Just get the games, have them come out right, have everything work. Have everything be good.
Yeah, and
we're good on consoles.
We got the time, right? This is that lull where we can wait for all that magic to happen, and and they're working on stuff in the background. So it's only a matter of time before we start seeing some of that stuff come out, which is awesome. So yeah, Pitfall: My Adventure released as a single card option. What do you think about that, Pete?
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I'd like to see Pitfall 2, Pitfall 1.
I'd almost rather see a Pitfall collection, right?
Yeah, I like to see. Yeah, because I have all the Pitfall, most of them. I think I have all the Pitfalls. I like to see the GBA Pitfalls.
Yeah,
like those are the ones we need to see. The Game Boy Pitfalls, those are really fun and a lot easier than the mainline series.
Bruce Campbell did the voice of Pitfall Harry.
Yeah, he did it for the PlayStation 1.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I just want the Atari Pitfall.
I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, the PlayStation Pitfall is really good once you understand. It doesn't hold your hand. Once you understand like what you have to do, collecting the nodes to open up a main. It's like you have this hub level in the first level, and then you have to go spring out to 4 different ones. But yeah, it's a good game. I mean, I want to just see all the Pitfalls from the GBA, GB stuff come because they're really some fun games.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, just need to tease the viewers that everyone needs to stay to the end because I'm going to play an Evercade related video, and actually it's a public service that I'm doing for the community. And Ian Hobbies actually gave me the idea. He mentioned it on one of our shows.
You heard it. You're all in detention right now. You can't leave till the end.
Yeah,
that's it. So you're locked in.
It's a public service, and I think everyone will be happy. Unless I get in trouble from Blaze, but no, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, yes, Crimson and Saber Truth Retro, yes.
We should be getting some news soon, I guess, right? February's closing out soon. We should know what's coming up. They should be pushing the roadmap soon, right? They usually do that.
Yeah, we should get that timeline, start filling in those boxes.
I love that. Said on Discord that they weren't going to until like once the renovation and Gremlins out, then the pre-orders will go live and we'll hear about it around then. Like I don't think they're going to give us a roadmap for the whole year.
What's the next 2 cards coming? In March? What did we get in March?
Renovation.
Gremlin and renovation. Or really it's just renovation.
Yeah, Gremlin is renovation. Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
There's been plenty of people who are looking forward to the Gremlin collection.
Zool.
I'm not. It's okay. If I liked everything they came out with, I'd question myself because I'm not. But yeah, I'm excited. The renovation one, a lot of people are excited at that because those games to even buy today is like $1,000.
Yeah. It's the beauty. It's the beauty of this whole ecosystem, right? Access to things that are hard to get. So, all right, cool. So that's some good chat right there. Some good chat. So let's say we dig in and wrap up this Intellivision collection, shall we?
Yay!
Yeah.
All right, cool. So as we left off in our Intellivision Collection adventure, we left off on the bottom row. That's Slapshot, Super Pro Hockey, Pinball, Buzz Bombers, and Word Rockets. We're going to start off with, of course, Slapshot, Super Pro Hockey. It's pretty good. So what do you guys think of this one? I mean, I'll just kick it off to.
Go to the beginning of this video because the weird thing happened right at the beginning of this video.
Right at the beginning, okay.
Right at the beginning, because what happens is my team is coming out to the field. My own goalie got stuck in the net for 2 minutes.
No way.
Before the game started.
Just stuck like in it?
Like I was like, is he gonna get free? Am I gonna be able to play? This is actually just the intro. That's not the start of the game, but
got it.
But just let it play when the game does start.
Sure, yeah. Let it go.
But I was like, I had to leave that in there because I was like, what in the world? Is the game gonna start? And then I just like had to post it the way it was.
It's awesome.
But yeah, there's been plenty of times where the game was held up because somebody was stuck somewhere. So yeah, here we go. Here's the goalie. Oh, there he is. He's stuck.
That's pretty wild. And he's just out there.
And I just sat there in disbelief, like, what's going on? Eventually, he worked his way into the net.
It's like before you started the game, he corrected himself.
Yeah, this is the game. Like I'm like, we had to wait 2 minutes to start the game.
That's crazy.
The goalie was stuck.
Maybe it's unfair, but Blades of Steel for the NES. That's like the hockey game, like standard. Like that game is just like really fun. You can fight people. This one, to be honest, I don't know. I could not get into this. I don't even know if I played.
Here's your hockey standard.
Super Blood Hockey, yeah. Well, zoom a little forward. We got somebody in a penalty.
Yeah. You don't want to sit there for 2 minutes waiting to see him get free.
Yeah.
I had to point that out because I completely forgot about that. But
these poor goalies, though, they get wrecked. Like a hard shot to the pads or something. They just fall over. They're like, ah.
That's actually my favorite part of the game. It's the goalie falling over.
It's pretty neat. The first time I saw that, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing that could happen. And then I still had control of the puck, so I was like, oh, sorry, guy. Score on him.
It definitely plays a lot better, I find, on the Evercade than the Intellivision. This is my
nice.
There's a problem, though, and I think I don't know if I brought this up. I know I brought this up before. I don't know if I've done it on the Evercast, but the problem is you can't pass in this game on the Evercade because you need to use the numbers on the Intellivision controller to pass.
Yeah.
And the way it works is you don't point in the direction you want to pass to and hit the button and kind of pass it to a player directly. You just kind of hit a button in a direction that you want to toss the puck.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to bring up the number pad and then select the number if you want to do it here. And by that time, you don't even have the puck anymore. So you're basically stuck with just your two buttons, which are shooting, and it's like a slap shot and super slap shot. Those are your two buttons.
Yeah.
So you only really shoot at the goal.
Yep.
Yeah. So what I actually went in and asked Ryan about that. And what he said was that in the game, the shoot mechanic, the shoot like button, the regular shoot button, I guess that the puck moves slow enough where if you angle it enough, you can technically pass between players. But yes, you gotta be really in there.
Notice that sometimes you can pass and like, but you have to. It only works in certain circumstances. It's not 100% reliable. Right. Where you hit the puck and it goes somewhere else other than at the goal.
So then the question is, why did they put this game on here if you can't even play it?
Well, here's the thing: is that this is exactly the same game as another Intellivision game, NHL Hockey. This one came out a little later. The graphics are just a little bit different, and it's NHL Hockey had two separate buttons for shoot and pass. Yep. The reason why that game isn't on here is because that was 2-player only. It didn't have an AI opponent.
Well, they wouldn't be able to put it on there anyway because of licensing.
Oh, they could have. They could have just called it hockey.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, I think they wound up doing that later on, right? Because every one of those licensed games wound up getting another run where it was just
No,
baseball.
it's Slapshot Hockey, Super Slapshot Hockey, and
You know what's
NHL.
funny is also look at the guy in the penalty box. I like the way he's just lounging around there.
He's chilling.
He's got his lean on. He's just like, I did it. I did it. What are you gonna do?
No,
Yeah, I still prefer Atari Hockey over this one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked the Atari Hockey. So simple, so just always. I just played that more as a kid. I didn't really play this one as a kid.
There was an Activision Hockey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Activision. And I don't think I've ever played it. I think I have it, and I don't think I've ever played it.
It's not really hockey. It's more like Pong, but it's presented as like a vertical.
Oh, that's
Sure.
the Video Olympics. That's the one that's like exactly like Pong. And it's got all the different sports, but it's just different variations of Pong.
Not Pong. I meant to say tennis, sorry, but it's just hockey.
I just want to say this on the next, because I noticed that Blaze of the theme were on a lot or every collection, they have to include a sports game. Guys, if you're going to do that, do an arcade sports, please. And I don't care, then it'll really be fun.
Yeah, those arcade sports games are pretty cool.
Yeah.
It would be like a Blitz hits and like that kind of thing.
I was gonna say, if they could somehow get the license like NBA Jam or Blitz.
Yeah, wouldn't you do like Blitz,
awesome.
Hits, NBA Jam, right?
NFL Blitz.
The arcade 1-up might have the exclusivity to that, though. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's definitely on there, but
that would be a single game card. NBA Jam. Oh my god.
Well, no, it could be NBA Jam Tournament Edition, NBA Jam Extreme, whatever.
But give us the dip switches.
Yeah. Patrick on the 7800.
I'm ranting about that.
That's cool. Yeah, Crimson hasn't played the Atari Hockey game. I think I only played the Atari Hockey game once.
Man, I played it a million times when I was a kid.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have that one as a kid. That's why I've never played it.
Yeah. So I mean, and there's some like mixed feelings, of course, about this particular hockey game. Some people really like it. Others do not.
Yeah, exactly.
Video game.
It is why I say Blades of Steel, because you can actually get up close and you can like punch the guy.
Steel was good, but I always preferred NES ice hockey with the 4 different shape players.
That was the first game. That was the first ice hockey game I really
liked. I love that game. Blade Steel was good too. They're both pretty darn good.
My favorite is Mutant League Hockey. They put that out in Genesis.
Yeah, that's not hockey.
So all right, cool. So let's move on over from the hockeys, and we'll start talking about some pinball.
Yeah,
there's all sorts of cool stuff happening around this particular game this month. In fact, actually,
this looks good. This game looks good for an Intellivision game. I always said that. Like I've always enjoyed the visual look of this game. I like that a single screen. It's okay. Like it's a decent pinball game. I think for me.
I'll say.
I'm no expert.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to choose between this and video pinball as to which one is better, this one I think is obviously better. But if you told me which one would you like to play, I'd still pick video pinball.
The Atari version? The Atari video? Yeah, I love that.
Nostalgia.
You don't even need to play Atari video pinball. You can just hit it in the right way and it just goes off for 50 seconds to a minute by itself. And then you hit it.
And it flashes, the little thing pops up and the screen flashes at you.
I like the multiple tables on this. I just think this is a really good iteration of a pinball game and very impressive for this system for me.
This game actually, I think this is the game that took the longest to develop for the Intellivision. I think this game was in development for like 4 years or something.
Wow.
Because they couldn't get the physics to the ball working properly.
Wow. It could have easily been an early NES title, like a black box NES title in a lot of ways. It's kind of has a lot of those little features in it.
I wonder if this is like the first pinball game with multiple screens.
And multiple paddles.
Yeah. Well, not multiple flippers, but like screens.
Screens, yeah. But
different parts of the table, yeah.
This could have easily been an NES black box game, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I would have believed it.
Yeah, I would have.
Save the sound chip. I mean, that would have been
game. There's a lot going on in this game.
Yep. Yeah, and I've said that too. Like in some of my videos, so I've actually played this game a lot in this past month. After not playing it really much before that. A couple times here or there. I'm a video pinball man myself on the Atari. I like it. My nostalgia wants me to play that game more than this one. But the more I play this game, the more I realize, this is actually a really effective and really well-produced game, for its time. It is a well put together pinball game. And
I remember telling you guys about this game years ago. And I think, Crow, you didn't know if Intellivision had this game, right?
No, I knew they had it. I just never played it because I could never get my hands on a copy of it. Even before Evercade even got the license for Intellivision games, I can remember telling Crow about it, like this game on Intellivision. I have it. I have the physical of it, and I really enjoyed it. Like I'd always like look this game up specifically on eBay and then be like, I don't want to pay that much for it. Yeah. Yeah. But I still enjoy the Atari pinball. There's just the nostalgia because I never owned the Intellivision as a kid. So the Atari almost wins out all the time for nostalgia for me.
So for me, with video pinballs, I feel a little bit differently. Like I've enjoyed some games like Alien Crush and Psycho Pinball, but my biggest issue with video pinball is that it's not real pinball. Like you don't have the real physics. You don't have, so it's kind of like, where people like prefer to have like the real arcade cabinets. That's how I feel about pinball. I'm not saying there can't be fun to be had, but like it doesn't do it for me. Well, yeah, they're two totally different things. It's if you buy like a driving simulation game, it's not gonna be the same as actually driving or racing, really. Exactly. Or Formula One. It's like play F1. How realistic they try to make the game. It's not gonna actually be like driving out into the road. It's more the controls, right? Like Bad Dudes. Like I wouldn't need the real arcade cabinet. I love playing that on the VS, for example. But yeah, I don't need the arcade cabinets for anything. That reminds me. There's one thing wrong with this game is you could only nudge upwards. You can't nudge left or right, which I found. I was waiting for you to say that. I was interested in what you thought of this game. I thought you were going to hate it, to be honest with you. Oh, I kind of felt like I kind of thought that I'd like it. I just didn't know how much I would like it. Well, considering how much of your life is spent playing video pinball games, I had kind of built this game up as something I really enjoyed, and I'm like, Crow's probably going to shit all over this. Like, no. You can't really say, like, I think I mentioned this in the video that I'm making for the Intellivision Collection, but when you're playing, like, a pinball game, like, that's this old, you really can't complain about the physics, because they're not going to be anywhere close. You just have to, like think of it as just a game. Like, is it playable? Is it fun? That's all that really matters. Oh, it's for me. It's really playable. It's really fun. It just loses on the nostalgia when compared to a game I played 1,000 times. Like But I just think it's very impressive. Like this game is extremely impressive for the Intellivision. I don't think it's bad. I just think there's much better games on the cart that. And I go to play that I don't really have as much of a desire to go to this one. So it's like, it's cool if you like it, but got a constant goal to work towards, to always try and get towards that third screen. And then when you get to the third screen, just to try and keep it up there as long as possible. Yeah. It's a great high score game too. Yes. Oh yeah.
Speaking of, right now on the Evercade fans group, there is still, another 2 days left in the initial batch of scores for the Evercade Fans Group Score Challenge, where this game is featured. It's pretty cool. Eric does a good job doing that whole league where you can kind of submit your score. Now, I think this year is all the way through the year. You can submit a score for even if you missed a game, and get that high score glory. The one thing that he changed from last year was that no game should be played longer, like in one session from start to finish, longer than 22 minutes for the year 2022. As I found out that was why that particular number was selected. Every year it's going to get extended a minute. I think so. That'd be kind of cool.
I love the Evercade community. We don't talk about them nearly enough on this show, but what's going on the Facebook group, the Evercade info site.
Yeah, it's
so much coolness going on, right? Like, it's
awesome.
Officially don't really need to do a whole lot. Like the community's almost taking care of it for them, right?
True.
Yeah, in a way, for sure.
In Discord, I think that's why they're predominantly in Discord and Twitter and that. Like, who doesn't every day wake up and go to the unofficial Evercade Facebook page? Like,
right?
If you're an Evercade fan, it's like one of the first places I visit, see what Roger and the gang are up to.
I will say though that if you want more positivity, go to Discord, because there are a few people who just.
I just block them on Facebook. I don't even see the comments.
Positive the world don't go on the internet.
I was about to say that, Crow.
Everywhere you go, Ed, just block them and move on, brother.
No, but I mean, I don't like to do, you know.
You don't like to block people?
But I mean, no. I'm just saying. I'm just saying on Discord though, you get more intelligent conversation. There's a certain core group of people, particularly on the
conversation. I wouldn't say that, dude, because that's like Facebook is a lot of smart people on there.
No, but there's a small group of people on the non-official that they complain about like every like little thing, especially Rich knows, especially one guy in particular that I don't maybe in the group.
That's
I mean, complaining I thought you meant like being mean. If you're being mean, like I block you. But if you're complaining, I don't. I think everybody. If you're complaining and you're not mean about it, I don't care.
No, they're just like the font. No, I'm just saying. They're not like bullying anybody. It's just like, you know, old men in basements for the sake of just whining because they have nothing else to do in their life.
The difference between old men and what are you just calling out Crow and me now too?
You know what I mean? But I'm just like on the official Evercade, people don't chat as much. They do definitely on the non-official fans. But I'm just saying that there are some annoying people.
You're an old man in the basement, Roger. You hear that officially?
There are good people. I mean, there are good people too. But like, well, for example, somebody will say, "Hey, I have this fantasy collection that I think is cool," and someone's like, "I don't understand why you keep posting that." It's like those, you know, it's like those kind of people make it annoying.
It's like Discord. I just find the Evercade one really busy. Like I love like other Discords I find, and even Atari VCS Discord is too busy for me. It's like 50 channels there, and everything's beeping all the time, and I'm like, ugh.
I need to turn those notifications off on my phone. Every half day, it's just like, you know, here is the list of different notifications. You can go like 2 minutes just scrolling. But that's just Discord in general for me, because I have notifications for all sorts of different.
Although I did see, I mean, like I said, every platform. Like the other day, there were two people who were arguing, and Sean actually had to tell them, like, I'm going to give you guys a timeout. No, I mean, I love the non-official fans group. I'm just saying, I wish there just were some people that would just
nobody could put baby in a corner.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah. So if you're interested and pinball is your jam on the Intellivision, go ahead on over.
Pinball jam is an entirely differant game.
Yes, it is
What did you say?
But Pinball Jam is a different game. So if you want some cool pinball action and you want to submit some scores, go ahead on over to that non-official Facebook group and
when you get a picture of your score.
Yeah, it's either a picture of your score. If you're a YouTuber, you could do a video, something that's verifiable. And then, just submit it. And if it's not what they're looking for, they'll get back to you and say, hey, can you give us in this format or whatever? There's a rule. There's like a whole FAQ about the rules and how you can and cannot enter scores and stuff like that right on that group. It's linked to the page, the very post for the score challenge itself. So it's all easy to find.
Nice.
So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So let's go from pinball to bees. So
I feel like I've talked about this game way too much in the last month.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little, right? On what was it? Certain Friday.
Check it out. But if you get stuck by a flower in this game, can you teleport across from it, or if you just by holding the joystick?
An Astro Smash?
No, well, like
this game, when the bees hit the bottom, the flowers pop up.
Yeah, and it just blocks your path.
If you get stuck, but there's an opening gap on the other side, is there a way to teleport over to the other side?
I've never actually tried to do that because I
never did either. But then I read something that kind of indicated that maybe
there is. Yeah.
How would you do that?
I kind of play in a way that I don't ever let the flowers build up like you.
Right? Well, really, the way to this is what game this is really supposed to be emulating is Centipede. This is like Intellivision Centipede.
I wholeheartely disagree. This is nothing like
Centipede. No, that's literally what it was. It was their answer to Centipede. Yeah. That doesn't exactly play like Centipede because
it's nothing
different. But that's where they started from when they made this game.
Mm-hmm.
because you got the bees coming down. When you hit them, they turn into the honeycombs, right?
Yep.
And then they kind of bounce off of them, and you can either destroy the honeycombs.
I had to tell Rich stop shooting the honeycombs.
Well, here's the thing, and then if you could get the bees trapped, the are those honeycombs like they turn into like a beehive or something like that.
And
when
get the killer
when the level ends,
Right.
you get a lot of bonus points for as many beehives that are on the screen.
But you need to be out there for your hummingbird to get the honey from them too. So it's kind of a risk reward, right? And
yeah. But the thing that annoys me the most about this game is that stupid bird.
Yes, thank you.
Always, it's like I'm always going to shoot them, and then the bird flies right in front of my path, and I was like, "Oh, thanks a lot."
I like this game. This is one of my favorite Intellivision games. I love it. I don't like the fact that you're shooting DDT at poor bees when we need more bees, but they didn't know that.
Sure. Right?
It's not like Millipede where it says DDT.
but yeah. Well, so I guess maybe I just sacrificed like opportunity to score big for like moving on in the level, because and for me, I do get that centipede analog because like as you see them come in, it's just like you can get some of those runs where in centipede actually, because everything's so fast paced, you can actually move to create a lane for the centipedes to just kind of keep going down. Yeah. You get to create a funnel and you just sit there and just blast away, and that's really fun. In this game, there isn't actually that much of an opportunity because it takes too long to set that stuff up. So these honeycombs for me are just always in the way. So I'm just like, no, I'm gonna get rid of them. Like, and yes, I go a little too far sometimes and it just blasts the whole But I
can't remember what happens when they hit the red ones, and then you got the white ones that come out.
So that when you hit a bee that hits the red one, it can become like a super bee, right? It becomes like it
becomes the white bee.
Yeah, the white bee, and then it goes like crazy fast.
And they go really fast. Yeah.
And then you have limited ammo too, which makes it more challenging. Limited spray or whatever you want to call it.
The thing is, you have limited ammo, but when you run out of ammo, you just instantly use the next can.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, so is there a point where like you just won't be able to shoot? Like
no, it'll be game over when you run out.
Yeah, got it. So, and is there a way to refill?
No, well, I think you can get extra lives. Like you get extra cans.
Extra cans. Yeah, this might get doing your score, right? And it keeps you in the thing there. So,
like this is kind of thing where you're stuck. And you're just waiting for the bee to.
The bee is like, should I go there? Should I not?
Right. Well, yeah, I agree though that the bee
can. You're stuck like that, and you're waiting for the bee, and the bee finally comes right over here, and then the bird flies right in your path. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's a fun game.
It's definitely a fun game. It's super cool.
I'm not the biggest fan in the world of this game, but I'm not gonna say I don't like it.
And I mean, I've been playing it a bunch this whole month because I've been playing the Intellivision Collection in general a whole bunch. I would say for me this would be one that I'd revisit. It's a good time. It's a good time. All right, so we don't go a little too long. Let's move on to Word Rockers, our last game on the collection. Now, this one was from Learning Fun 2. And
this is obviously a kid's game, right?
Actually, two different games. It's from two different games. It's from Learning Fun 2, but Learning Fun 2 got it from the electric company Word Fun.
The Word Fun, yep.
Which makes me wonder why Word Rockets? Why not the whole game?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, right? Yeah, why not all of Learning Fun, right?
Like Math Fun and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, why not Learning Fun 2 as a whole? Why just the one game?
I mean, maybe there's too many mini games that required the touchpad, and they just didn't want to force you to emulate, like that. Just
they put Super Snapshot on there.
It's true.
This game is so boring that you're supposed to be able to get the high score in 5 minutes. This is a filler game. I don't, but
I mean, I don't know. Like, I think the cool thing for me with this game was being able to sit down with my young one who is just starting to learn all his sight words, and sit down and play this game. And not only is he interested in the fact that you have this little wagon that's just throwing letters up on the screen, and when you get the word, he like can recognize it, right? He's just like, oh, like the thing flashes, like, oh, you win. I'm like, all right, cool. What word is that? And then like have him read it back to me, which is kind of cool. Like it helps him kind of like go through and actually learn something as we're playing. So whereas
awesome.
Is this like like the end all be all like greatest game on the cart? Of course not. Of course not.
Good for kids, man.
It's good for kids. And you know what happened after I stopped playing? It was, Daddy, can I play some of this game? And I was like, of course. And then now you're forcing him to be the player where like he can just fire letters all up in the air as much as he wants. He's going to realize very quickly, oh, in order to win, I have to find the right letter that fits in there to make the word that I know what the word is. So forced learning fun, right?
Across the screen a little too fast, though.
Some of those words, yeah. I mean, it is a little weird, especially sometimes when the word is coming from like left to right at a super high rate. You're already on the right because you finished that word, but the letter you need is on the left. Yeah, it's a little.
Really intended to be a 2-player game as well because the other player just sits there. But the reason why this I don't like this one at all is just because of the fact that it's a portion of another game, not the whole game.
Yeah. It is a little odd, the choice. Do you think that we see another one of these inside of Intellivision Collection 2 when it releases?
Probably see Math Fun, I would think.
Yeah. So you see one mini game, right? Which one? Like which one do you think? Is there another one where you're
listen,
it's
good.
Where you're solving
it's
math
good
problems?
for kids, and I think it's awesome, Rich, that your kid gets enjoyment out of it. But I'm like, come on, for like your average like retro gamer, unless this was like super nostalgic, why did they put this on here?
You know what game I thought was more fun was Big Bird's Hide and Speak. Yes.
Oh yeah. And there's a several for Atari too, right?
Yeah.
There was an Ernie game.
I think every platform has their educational title, edutainment.
Yep. Yeah, I mean some are better than others, but I always think that there's a place in that, because there should be, or at least should be, there should be a place for games like this, so that way, you can kind of like give it to the littles and not have to feel terrible that you're handing them a controller to just endlessly shoot things, like so that to make them die, right? Like you're actually like learning how to like read.
This question is like, do you think that if you gave a child this whole cartridge, this is the game they'd want to play out of all the rest?
I mean, I hear that point for sure. Yeah, I mean they're gonna want the big flashy. They were playing Astro Smash, right?
Yeah.
They're playing maybe some pinball because it's nice and colorful. Definitely Shark on this cartridge was one of the second game after this one that was asked to be played by Douglas was Shark.
Nice.
Yeah, I wonder like who back then was a kid that had this game and now
to play it.
They're like, oh, I'm so nostalgic for Word Rockets. Let me play that. Let me get on the high school challenge for that.
I love Papa Pete's sarcasm.
That's it. I don't know if he's actually sarcastic though. Papa Pete loves him some television, so he might very well be opening that Founders just so he can play some Word Rockets. That's cool. So that was it. We have reached the end of the Intellivision Collection. In this new year, we finally did it, right? We got through a cart and we're doing all this stuff. Now, I do want to bring up some stuff before we officially move on from the collection talks. So next week, it is the Bitmap Brothers collection.
We doing half the games or all of the games?
So here's the question, right? Do we do the entire cart in one episode, because we're going to talk about the Speedball like as a whole.
Yes.
You
I
can't.
think so.
They're all different games.
Or do we say, like, do you want a Speedball episode and then we talk about Chaos Engine and Xeon 2 as its own thing in a separate week, because those are a little meatier games? What do you think?
For me, I'd split them up.
You'd split them up?
Separate it to 2 weeks. I mean,
All right.
also think about like the rest of the collections too. Like if we split it up, like how long are the other collections are going to take us? How long is that going to? What point in time is that going to take us to? Are the other collections going to be out by that point in time?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got the arcades.
Yeah, we haven't even,
right? So
I say do the whole thing and move on, so we can.
That's
No, I say split them up.
That's 8. That way, so we got 1 and 1.
I say split them up.
Split them up. That's 2 for 1 on the tiebreaker.
Just think about it. Like it
And
takes
we're
us
looking
forever
at
to
it.
talk about 4 games.
No, but to me, see, I see all the Speedballs as one game.
way-
Maybe.
They are not one game.
The way
Yeah,
it looks.
Well,
They're different. Play them.
Pluto,
we
Brutal
got
Deluxe
some.
and the PlayStation one, they're basically the same game, but the first one is different.
Yeah, I would probably mix the Speedballs in, mix the 2 that that are similar in with Chaos Engine or a different game. But yeah,
All right. So
whatever.
I'm being sold more and more on that split idea, because as I look at it, it's another
Doing more than 4 games in a show
about
is
2
tough.
months. Yeah, it's another
Or-
2 months of shows that we can get full out of the arcade carts.
Mm.
So if we extend it just a little bit more, it gives us more time to really dig in and play.
That's
some of
why
the-
it's important.
I'm good either way. Whatever you
I
want to
like,
do.
I like
I
that
would,
idea.
say, I
So
would say that also you don't even have to decide. We can just do the episode next week, and if we cover them all, we cover them all. If we don't, then it gets.
We could probably have this conversation not live.
that's true. All right.
Like
So
seriously.
anyway, I just wanted to put it out there.
No, I
And,
think, yeah, it was
in
great
case,
too.
in case wanted to, like, maybe the audience wanted to chime in.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Did a little executive producer action out of you.
Yeah.
Why not, right? All right. So anyway, that was that Intellivision Collection. Final thoughts for me. It's a good one. It's a super fun time. Liking it. Many cool games.
It hasn't left my VS or my one of my
and great memories. And great memories. So it is time now to do
challenge.
some battle in the Evercast Score Challenge.
It's Asteroids.
Asteroids is the game. Atari Collection 2 is the cartridge. Let us jump on in.
Turrets for
Let's
points. Turrets for points.
Turrets for points.
Well, but wait. I could probably try and play it a little bit before, because I don't remember what the buttons are, and plus I'm using a controller that I just got yesterday.
All right.
Okay.
Word Rockets Revisited episode. Nice, Pete. All right.
Okay. Oh, which game mode are we playing? Advanced or normal?
Ooh. Whatever the
Whatever
first
the default is.
Well, okay.
Oh no.
You know what? I need to get the timer set, and I don't have that all queued up yet. Give me a second.
Oh, whoops.
So I guess we just whatever you turn it on, you hit
Yeah,
a
you
button.
just turn it on and play, right?
Yeah. Just hit a button.
No.
All right.
Get my secret weapon, my glasses on.
This is not the jam game for me. But I will probably do my turrets for points strategy and see if that holds me out. Yes.
Yeah, get the timer.
That's just autoplay going.
Asteroids Recharge is very fun on the VCS too. Absolutely.
Oh wait. No.
Yeah.
What in the world? Oh wait, did I? Okay, wait. I know what I did wrong.
Yeah, it is a cool port. Oh, Al, thanks for hanging in. You catch the challenge of the replay if you'd like.
I clicked on something I shouldn't have clicked on.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely find the 7800 version of Asteroids more challenging than the 2600 version for sure.
Oh.
As we'll find out, as I probably get annihilated by the little asteroids moving so quickly, I can't spin enough to.
I love the Lynx version.
I labeled these weird. That's why it didn't make any sense to me. Okay. There we go.
All right. We're ready to rock.
Let me get the timer all set. There we go. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't appearing on screen, and I actually clicked on something I should have. All right. Are we all ready? I could start the countdown.
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
All right. Let's do this.
Oh, shoot. Wait. I accidentally started. I moved my hand and I hit the button. Okay.
All right.
All right, here we go. 7, 6.
Oh, I
5,
started playing.
4,
Sorry.
3.
Hold on.
Oh, we start again. Yeah, we'll start again.
Everyone's jumping the gun.
All right, let's
False
just
start. 5-yard
Okay.
penalty. Still first down.
I'm ready to go.
I think everybody else is. Oh wait, is everybody ready? Everybody's just in a
Yeah,
demo mode.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
ready. to
yeah,
rock.
we're not even.
Oh, for the love of God. Jeez.
6. Oh wait.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good. He can make it.
I'm in.
2,
Let's go.
1, go.
Go.
Perfect.
All right. So, Asteroids is just one of these games that I just remember spending hours and hours and hours on the 2600 version. My wooden Ford used to be my room.
This is why I want a trackball or spinner. I mean, the game is really playable, but I think it would be even more fun.
Okay, well there's my first game.
God, it's always that last asteroid.
Oh, crap.
Ah,
Everyone's like concentrating, everyone's quiet.
5,040.
There we go.
First game.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Yeah, I'm noticing this controls a little bit differently. The angle is a little harder to.
Oh, come on.
Earns for freaking points!
And you.
How much time do we have left?
3 minutes.
Oh, 9,940.
Shoot. 69.20.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I'll try. Oh, I'll try.
These littler ones are harder to hit at the end. Come on.
No. No. There we go. Oh, extra life. Nice. I needed that.
When do you get the extra life?
10,000.
This is when I wish I had auto fire.
Ah, there we go.
Look at Link's version too.
Use a controller with auto fire. I think I'm good. I'm not going to start another one. I won't have enough time.
Man, Rich is like kicking butt. Oh, son of a poop.
I keep my problem was I kept pulling back on the controller like that was going to slow me down. Okay, you got less than a minute left.
I think I'm going to beat 7,100. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. All right. Yeah, there's no way. 71.
17,570.
Wow. Y'all got me beat by a lot.
Yeah, I'm not beating mine. I got 9,940.
All right.
We still got 20 seconds left. Is anybody still playing? Are we done?
No, mine was 9,000.
Yeah, it's 17,570.
Yeah, you totally won, Rich.
Woohoo! That's good
stuff.
stuff. Good stuff.
I'm not bad, man. 9,000. I'll take that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's our leaderboards? Do you have our leaderboards yet?
Yeah, I've had them ready for weeks. I just haven't told you.
Oh. I'll take second place again.
Even when you asked me about it, I think like not knowing anything about it.
I think I saved over my high. Whatever.
Do we get to see them? Rich,
in the-
I knew Rich was going to win this one because that's
Yeah,
Rich's favorite game.
It's his game.
Asteroids is Asteroids is the man. If it was the 2600 version, I might have still been playing.
There we go. In the chat is the link. Let's
Nice.
add round. I'm not putting the
Yeah.
scores. They're rich one, right?
Yeah.
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 Best grades. Atari. Wait. Goodness.
Yay.
Woohoo! Let me go back into my chat.
Do we have the voting up for next week?
I'm gonna click.
Oh yeah, I do have that ready. I
Woohoo.
even added the Intellivision games into the mix because I knew we'd be ending them, but
Oh my god! That's
none
neat.
of them were picked. Where is participation link?
Let me
What's
go
the
back
right
here.
one?
That was fun. That was
Here
really fun.
in the chat is the poll.
The poll.
Put it in our chat too.
All right. I'm gonna do this one here. Oh.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh yes. All right. I like that. All right. Give me
Brendan Rubber. Yeah.
Give me this. It was share screen, sharing a Chrome tab. I want next week's 5-minute challenge. And there it is, folks. It's Burning Rubber. It's Mega Pack and Psycho Pinball.
Mega Pack.
Yeah, Mega Pack
What's that?
Parafly. The Parafly game in the Mega Pack.
Oh, okay.
Get in there. Get in some voting.
That could actually be a lot of fun. Okay.
I know what
There's,
I'm voting
there's
for.
two games from the Mega Pack in there. There's the Parafly and
Psycho Pinball.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Can't wait to throw down on some stuff there.
And I know we've had Parafly on the list before, and I don't think anybody's voted for that.
Oh, Parafly?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So, yep. Everybody get in there.
I was refreshing it. It's a tie right now at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, can I just hit refresh and see it?
I think so, yeah. If you're on the results page.
Yeah, okay.
See results.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burning Rubber, 7 votes versus Psycho Pinball, 7 votes.
Nice.
That is a good time. So, yeah. We already got some stuff in there.
Okay.
Yeah, voting to be in there. I think I'm going to try to put that out there a little more in the socials, and get everybody interest. Just be like, hey, come on in and hit the button. Force us to play some games for fun. So it's all good. That's all awesome. Can't wait to Let's see what happens next. It's everybody's cycle pinballing. Get that rubber burning. It's good stuff. Cool things. So, as we go into the wrap up, we've got Ed, Retro KillDashNine. He wants to show us some stuff.
Let me make this public, and then it'll all be revealed. So I guess I got to put this in a tab.
All will be revealed, huh?
Yeah. Hold on.
All right. Let's see. Let's see what else. Let's see what you got here for us.
I think y'all are gonna.
Is there a setup, or is it just like?
No. Let me hold on. Maybe if I can pause it. Let me just. No, there's no setup initially. Let me just share it, and you guys will.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys will. Well, the kind of, I mean, like I said, even Ian Hobbies give me the idea.
Nice.
But
very good times. Very good times.
Can you all see it?
I can see it. I'm going to add it to the stream.
Yeah, make sure when it's there. Okay,
Wow.
now let me hit play, and you'll see why.
What do we got here?
No, you all have to sit for all 4 hours.
So, and you notice in the beginning you get to hear that, which I love this part. That. So yes, it's the Evercade BGM menu on a 4-hour loop, and every 30 minutes you'll hear that cartload, and it'll go back, and it has the Evercade logo endlessly.
Fair enough. So if you want to just like have some background noise for your, I guess what, your work day.
That's why I said it's a public service, because I know he'd mentioned like it's cool to have. He said something like it's cool to have in the background or something, to listen to, and I don't think Blaze will get mad at me, but just to kind of have in the background if you want the BGM music on endless loop.
Technically speaking, couldn't I just have my Evercade on?
You could.
You could, but then you're putting wear and tear on your machine.
Maybe you're doing some chores and you just want the BGM music.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Wear and tear on my computer.
So yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that's fun. That's a fun little thing there.
For people to have in the background, and then it won't burn your screen out. So yeah, just something I thought would be kind of fun. And if people like it, I may do another one in that same playlist.
Personally, I think you should have made it 10 hours.
10 hours? Nice. Yeah, get through a whole
People
shift.
really like it, I might, but
Nice. That's good stuff. So Dan Nasty asks, has anyone checked if the Evercade hotline has been updated? I have not, after my scolding from last month when I called the number and then got the bill. So I will still have to find another way using, I don't know, Google Voice or something to call it up. I haven't heard anything in any channels saying that there might have been an update either. So, we'll see. We'll see if they do that. Anyone have $40 to spend? Yeah, it was just about that actually.
You could have bought 2 cartridges for that price.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I don't know. I think that's about it, right? Got our score challenge in, we got our collections in, we're ready to rock. Get some bitmap in next week. Another score challenge. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So I just want to thank everyone for dropping in and hanging out with us and chatting Evercade. A good show as always. Great chats. And we will all catch you next week for some more Evercade goodness. I am Rich. Up there is Ed. Over there is Pete. And right there is Crow.
Real days. Real days.
Nice. And we will see you all later. All right. Take it easy, guys. See ya.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Bye. Wait. Wait.